Welcome to part 9 of words of warning for what's to come. And I hope you're paying attention because it's really about to get crazy. Crazy! I live for the crazy. But this ain't my kind of crazy. Well, let's do it anyway because it's funny.
We start tonight with something, I couldn't believe this story when it broke late today. Truly out of this world. It's hard to think of anything that, frankly, is more significant than this tonight. According to what is now an explosive expose in the publication The Debrief, a former Intel official turned whistleblower has given Congress and the Intel Community Inspector General extensive classified information about deeply covert programs that he says possess retrieved and intact and partially intact craft of non-human origin. Now, this whistleblower...
Of non-human origin. You know what? Those drones are non-human origins because they're remote. They are driven up by AI. Just so you know, I'm just saying, I don't want to spoil the surprise. So let's get on into this.
It's not some kook. His name is David Charles Grush, and he's a decorated former combat officer in Afghanistan, as well as a veteran of the National Geospatial Intel Agency and the National Reconnaissance Office. Now, it was in that office where he served as the representative to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. Here he is in his own words.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will. It's probably not the right parlance, but...
It's probably not the right parlance. Beware of men coming with enticing words of men's wisdom. Probably not the right parlance. I'm sorry, I just gotta go there. It's so funny how he says that. Did you catch how he said that, though, about the kind of vehicle that he was retrieving? Watch about, what's the Bible say? See that no man deceive you by any means. No man deceive you by any means. Now, these things that they're trying to depict and paint a picture of is not in the creation count of the King James Bible. Y'all need to get that through your mind. It's not there. Just like the Ice Age ain't there. That means Fred and Barney never existed. Sorry, the Rubbles were never there. There was no Ice Age. That's not in the Bible. That's man's depiction of what happened. That is Satan's lies and debauchery to debunk and to change the written word of God. The flood, and the fire in Lot's day. That is what the Bible tells. Ice Age is just frozen water. God gave his promise. God did not say that he would destroy the earth with ice. He said he would destroy it with heat. Fervent heat. Bear that in mind.
No kidding, non-human, exotic origin, vehicles.
Exotic origin. That can mean any number of things. Exotic origin. He doesn't say it's an alien. He said exotic origin. AIs could be exotic. Y'all need to pay attention how they talk around the truth.
that have either landed or crashed.
But like other whistleblowers we've heard from of late, the government bureaucracy will
They either
undoubtedly
landed or
try to
crashed.
discredit Mr. Grish's account.
If they landed, how you know they didn't come in peace? If they some kind of... So why can't we just talk to them? Just a question. I know what I'd ask first out the gate. How's Elvis? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Because I don't believe in that. That's hellions. That's not aliens. That's not aliens. It's hellions. Y'all need to get your mind on the truth. But I want to ask you something. You see more and more stories like this, and now we got a whistleblower from our actual Air Force. Decorated officer. Not some kook now. Not some kook. He ain't like me. He ain't a kook. He's a decorated officer. And I thank him for his service. I am not trying to purposely make fun of him. It just kind of happened. Because he ain't some kook, but he's talking about kookiness. He's talking about something he don't understand. That's the truth. He's been paid to do this. Y'all need to understand that. And, or he's been brainwashed or whatever. I don't know. He's part of this delusion. This is part of the beast system setting up. Because the church is about to be gone. Okay, if there's no rapture, why do they need alien delusion to cover the rapture? They've got psychics who have wrote books that say that when people are taken from the earth, when this great big bunch of people are taken from the earth, and they suddenly disappear from the earth, these psychics have already wrote these books that say it's because we were taken away by the aliens, that we were beamed up and taken to the mothership to be reprogrammed because we were a problem to society. Now, why would they need this intact already? And see, there's more and more stories like this coming out. It's becoming more and more popular, so to speak, and you see it in the media more and more every day. That means we must be getting closer to the rapture. Not only that, here's one y'all ain't gonna like. When Lucifer and his minions are cast out of heaven, and they come bombarding down through the air to the earth, they have to have a way to explain them away and how they got here and why they here. So, aliens. Yeah, I know many of y'all think that Lucifer's already been cast out of heaven because Jesus said, I perceive Satan as lightning fall from the heaven. Y'all need to learn what precede means. That means he foresaw it. He perceived it. Pre means beforehand. Pre. He didn't say, I see Satan as lightning. He said, I perceive Satan as lightning fall from the heavens. Y'all need to learn to discern the Word of God. Jesus was telling them about a vision he had. That was Luke 10:18, right? Let's get back into this whistleblower story. I do apologize for mocking him. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, he may have seen combat. Who knows why he's doing this? Bless his little heart. Who knows what they bombarded his poor little brain with? What kind of... how they hit him with that weapon or whatever to try to manipulate his thought patterns and whatnot to do this. I'm being serious on that, y'all. You don't know. You haven't been there. It's a terrible thing. And he may have actually been put through that. If he has, I apologize. Because I know that's a terrible thing to go through. Been there. But anyways, let's get back into this. So much more to cover.
But anticipating the fallout, he's warning that such ongoing government denial of this 80-year arms race, what he calls it, would be extremely dangerous for mankind, inhibiting our ability to be prepared for an unexpected non-human intelligence contact scenario. Joining us.
Oh, we've already contacted them. Non-human contact, AI. Don't worry, I got coverage of that too.
Now is Ryan Graves, a former F/A-18 Super Hornet pilot for the Navy, who says he came across these types of aircraft.
I wanted to fly.
Brian, I was stopped today in everything I was doing when this came out late today. But do you agree this is, at this point, about safety and our own national security at this point?
Oh, absolutely. It's never stopped being about our national.
Why do they still use the footage from the 60s and 70s? Because that's when that was from. They're trying to say it's from 2004, but come on, 2004, we didn't have better cameras than that. Phew. You can pick up a gnat, according to NASA, from the moon, but you can't. You can pick up craters on the moon, which I don't understand that myself. I don't know how you photograph the moon or any of that stuff, really. It don't turn out so good when I try to. It's all blurred and everything, because that's a big ball of light. God set them in the heavens for a light, the sun and the moon. And you claim you went and landed on that moon. How did they not go blind? Just asking. I mean, look at Saul who become Paul. He encountered Jesus for just a brief time. And he went blind for 3 days. Would have still been blind if he hadn't obeyed God. Went and let Ananias pray for him and God released him from that because he was obedient. But you got these here stories growing in number.
Security. What David has been able to do and the courage that he's been able to demonstrate coming forward, I think, are exactly what Congress was hoping for when they've enacted laws in the last National Defense Authorization Act in order to enable just this.
What you saw when you were on the F-18, when you were piloting the F-18, describe for us specifically.
We were flying out off the coast of Virginia Beach on a daily basis, and we started noticing on our radar, on our camera systems, and eventually our eyeballs, what appeared to be dark gray or black cubes inside.
On our systems and eventually our eyeballs. What about that? Eventually their eyeballs saw what was on their systems.
Of clear, translucent spheres. These objects were typically anywhere between 250 and 350 knots and performing meandering maneuvers or even straight maneuvers upwards of supersonic. This actually lines up quite well with what Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office has recently communicated as being the most prevalent type of object that he's been seeing through his research. Spherical objects that travel anywhere from zero.
Look at that. Notice how that's just looped and it keeps going in the same direction. It never changes. Never veers left or right. I'm talking about the little white dot, not the thing that looks like it's got wings, because that would be the Jets thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what those things are called. It's a gadget.
0 to 2 Mach.
Now, Ryan, the government has slowly had to reveal that these are indeed unidentified objects, that they cannot, they can't say what they are, but they're not regular. But they're
They're not regular. What's regular mean? I'll see you in the next part.